Hello everyone, my name is Sib. I hope you all had a great New Year's Eve and I hope you made it to 2022 unharmed. In today's video I'll talk about the future of Planet Zoo, specifically what I think Frontier will have in store for us in 2022. 2021 had some of the best DLCs we got for the game so far, my personal favorite being the Europe pack. I'm so excited to show you the improvements I've already made in my Antwerp Zoo recreation with all the new pieces. But without further ado, let's start speculating. First of all, let's cover what I think will be the next DLC. If you haven't checked out some of my earlier videos yet, by looking at the datamine leak, I was actually able to accurately predict the Europe pack 2 months before it was announced. From the same datamine, we also know that we are getting a capybara and some sort of porcupine. In addition, a new enrichment item was also found, a hot spring, which perfectly fits the capybara. As you may or may not know, zoos in Japan love to put their capybaras in hot springs. Now that being said, based on these two animals, I do think the next DLC is going to be either an Amazon animal pack or a broader rainforest animal pack. I do think Frontier is not ready yet with the whole regional DLC idea, as there are still some major regions such as the Amazon, Oceania and Central Asia that could do with more animals. A capybara and a porcupine, probably the prehensile-tailed porcupine, both fit an Amazon-themed animal pack. If they go for a more general rainforest theme, they could also include animals from Madagascar or other highly requested animals, such as the Lar Gibbon. Speaking of the Lar Gibbon, brachiation is something that Frontier has yet to add as an animal mechanic. We do already have the orangutan, which technically should brachiate but doesn't, and in addition there are tons of other animals that brachiate, such as gibbons, spider monkeys and toddlers on playgrounds. Looking at past DLCs, it is clear that Frontier actively makes an effort to add new mechanics to their animals. The aquatic pack, for example, added deep diving, the Africa pack added digging, and the Europe pack added burrows. Similarly, I believe the next DLC will introduce a new mechanic too that could then be retroactively applied to animals from the base game or other DLCs. Using the same logic, it is safe to assume that the other introduced mechanics such as burrowing will be extended to other animals in future DLCs as well. Personally, I could see Frontier adding flying birds by the next DLC already, even if it isn't an aviary DLC. An Amazon animal pack could introduce one or two bird species, such as a blue and yellow macaw. If you think about it, it actually makes sense. A lot of people are afraid that an aviary DLC will not be enough to introduce enough animals into the game to have a somewhat complete aviary roster. The best solution to this would be to gradually add birds in other DLCs, as well as having a DLC entirely focused on birds. If Frontier added flight in the next DLC, it would also give them some time to iron out any major bugs before publishing an entire DLC dedicated to aviaries and birds. I've already talked about the possibility of an Amazon/rainforest animal pack as well as an aviary/bird pack, but what are some other DLCs that we might see in the future? As I said earlier, I don't think Frontier is done yet with regional packs. I want to specifically highlight two packs that I'd love to see. First of all, I would love an East Asian pack, including some Korean or Japanese themed scenery, and with the following animal roster: a red-crowned crane, Amur leopard, wolverine and the Japanese red fox as habitat animals, and the Japanese giant salamander as exhibit animal. Most of these are very high up on the meta wishlist and definitely have a good chance of making it into the game. The Oceania pack would definitely have to be an animal pack to satisfy the community and to make it different enough from the Australia pack, which had scenery. A roster would probably include the Tasmanian devil, the emu, the kiwi, the platypus, the common wombat, a tree kangaroo, and a wallaby as habitat animals, and the Lord Howe Island stick insect as an exhibit animal, mostly because it was also one of the data mined animals. Besides regional DLCs, I can also see the introduction of broader themed packs such as biomes, or even centered around conservation like Zoo Tycoon's Endangered Animals expansion pack. Whatever we get, there certainly is still a lot of content that could make its way into the game, and I doubt Frontier will run out of inspiration for their future DLCs. If they do run out of ideas, they could always hit up Leaf and he'll tell them what to do. One of the major things still lacking from the game are general zoo themed things that you'd see in almost every zoo. A first major category that comes to mind is backstage props. Frontier is sitting on so many unused assets that could easily be made into new props. The facilities we already have in the game are filled with various items such as brooms and buckets. Much like how Nicholas Lionrider took the props from the exhibit boxes and turned them into individual items, Frontier could do the same with the facilities, and while they're at it, they might as well give us the exhibit branches, rocks, logs, and underground pieces. Another general zoo theme that could be a great addition to the game would be nocturnal houses. Many zoos have or have had nocturnal houses with a variety of animals from different continents. A nocturnal house centered DLC could give us more smaller props such as branches, logs, rocks, and different kinds of underground to flesh out smaller exhibits. In general, more props to decorate interiors would be greatly appreciated. At the moment, it is quite difficult to make a gift shop, for example. Having plushies, hats, t-shirts, bags, and toy boxes would all be great additions to flesh out more detailed gift shops. Nick and NDP are actually currently working on a gift shop prop mod that uses billboards to make customizable merchandise. In addition, more furniture to put in our restaurants would be perfect. Couches, tables, and chairs are all things that would make my life easier if I were to have them in-game. A last thing that I have seen in almost every zoo I've been to but is completely lacking from the game is aquarium themed stuff. Many people have said before that Planet Aquarium could almost be its own game, and as many people have said that Planet Zoo does need aquariums to be considered a finished game. But I somewhat disagree. There are many possibilities for adding aquarium inspired props that could also benefit the aquatic animals we already have in-game. Frontier does not actually have to add actual clownfish and 10 species of sea bass in an aquarium pack. All we need really is a way to add water to smaller exhibit boxes and a theme maker's toolkit so we can add our own fish. That being said, it would not be the end of the world if they don't give us aquariums. I'm sure creative players and modders will still find a way to give us what we want. And with that we come at the end of the video. Congrats if you made it this far. I'm personally very excited for what Frontier has in store for us in 2022. The Euro pack was my favorite pack so far, not only because of all the useful building pieces, but also because it looks like Frontier is finally starting to change their way of communication and integrating feedback. They are definitely not completely there yet, but you can see that they are making an effort. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are on the future of Planet Zoo, and if you like this video and would like to see more, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, I wish you all a happy new year and I hope to see you in a next video. Bye!